What's going on, good people? Long time no see. It's your boy, man, Trouble T Roy. I know the name of the channel has changed, but the email is still the same. GetKicksWholesale, the number one at gmail.com. GetKicksWholesale, the number one at gmail.com. I know a lot of y'all been like, dag, bro, where you been? What's been going on? What, you just fell off the face of the earth, disappeared on us and whatnot? Nah, just transitioning and making sure I put out the appropriate content. So I've been working on a lot of things. I don't want to leak too much. Some things that just take time, but it's some exciting things. It's all good stuff, good information. And of course, you guys know I got my eyes out there and keeping eyes on what's going on, in the sneaker community in general, sneaker YouTube and all of that good stuff. And people get a little frazzled whenever, I drop a video because they're like, what is he going to say? And again, as I tell you all the time, whatever I say, you don't have to take my word for it. Go do your own research. Go look certain things up for yourself. Facts are facts. You can't dispute facts. And you really got to pay attention to what's going on out here, man. And just a couple of things that I wanted to kind of address and go over based off of what I've been seeing. And, with people trying to control the narrative of the sneaker community, especially on YouTube. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous to the point where I don't even, I feel like I've addressed certain things enough, so I don't even get into a lot of other stuff. Again, I'm not one for the drama, intentional drama for views. That's what cats out here doing. To each their own. If they want to do that, so be it. Speaks a lot about their character, but again, has nothing to do with me at that point. People still mention me, can't keep my name out of their mouth nor their comment section, which I find funny because that just shows the effect that I have on people and how much of an impact that I've made with the words that I've spoken. So it doesn't bother me any, again, because can't nobody prove anything because all that they do is speculate based off of opinion. And like I say, when you bring facts and people bring opinion to try to kind of make you look crazy or make you look like, you're this guy that does, I guess, for lack of terms, unspeakable things regarding shoes and fakes and blah, blah, blah. So enough of that rant, but let's get to the nitty gritty, man, the meat and potatoes of everything. So I've been watching certain things, especially with the whole UA, which means, and this is a fact, unauthorized authentic, authenticators, the authentication process, people's opinion on what real versus fake is. So we're going to title this video The Truth About Real versus Fake, or something along those lines. So I was watching a couple of videos. I see one that D made, and he kind of gave I guess you can call it being honest, but no offense, I don't trust none of the drama cats, because again, a lot of the stuff they do for views. But he openly admitted that he didn't really understand what UAs were, unauthorized authentics, and he just knew nothing about that. He said it in a couple videos. So people's opinion, again, opinion, this is not fact, this is hearsay, that unauthorized authentics are fake. Okay, great. My thing is, I'm not going to go based off of what people's opinions say or what they say regarding opinionated matters, because if the brands don't say it, I don't buy it. You get what I'm saying? If the brands don't come out and say this is the case, I could care less about what another man who created their own narrative says if the brands aren't saying it. So no matter what anybody says, unless they come with real, true facts, I'm not just going to believe what people say. So some people believe that UA shoes are fake because they're sold without the permission of the brands. And I pose a question to you with that. How do you know they're sold without permission of the brand, because I do have some inside detail that I know is a fact about a lot of factories that are in China, because these shoes, you look inside of the tongue on the label, they're made in China, majority of them. You know, some Vietnam, some Indonesia, depending. Some even in South America, depending. So who's to say that the brand didn't permit some of these shoes to be sold? Some they don't. That's the truth. Some they don't. But others, again, people don't know the inside of what's going on with these factories. So the term unauthorized authentic, some people consider those fake. To each their own. But again, if you're saying that and it's your opinion, that's fine. But if you're edging it in stone and making it golden, you got to give me facts that they are not real. You got to show me and compare them to a retail pair bought from an authorized store. Compare the two and tell me they're not real. You can't just tell me they're not real based off of a statement. Oh, they're unauthorized authentic. That means they're fake. Okay. That's not going to fly with me. Again, you guys know that. I've done multiple videos covering it, so on and so forth. I guess my first point, like I say, in the video that I saw with D, he really didn't know what they were. And people fail to realize this is the truth about real versus fake, people. This is the nitty gritty. Everything that you hear from these people that you see on YouTube, because they have a big following, is opinionated. One, they're swaying people purposely. Two, or three, they really don't know the difference between real and fake, because real and fake is extremely obvious. First thing they do, they see factory flaws, right? And they call it fake because of factory flaws, where whole time your retail pairs are significantly worse than those that are ordered direct from manufacturer. But don't nobody say nothing about the flaws in retail pair. Or if they do, they don't call them fake because they bought them from an authorized retailer, quote unquote. So, fake shoes, they are definitely obvious. From the structure to the material to the odor. Yes, even the odor. Like, they're really, really obvious. Don't let people sway you into thinking that something is fake based off of, one, just like I said in the beginning, their opinion. It's opinionated. Because think about it. Who gives these people that are so great at real versus fake their credentials? Like, let's think about it. Do they work for the brands? No. Have they may have worked for like a sneaker store, did stock, blah blah blah, but that doesn't make them any experts, because that's the extent of what they do. They've worked at a sneaker store. Did anybody give them some kind of credentials? Did they go to some kind of schooling or classes to become an expert on real versus fake? No. You guys got to pay attention to this kind of stuff. You got to question the credentials of people. Like all of these cats that be at the Stadium Goods and the flight clubs, even StockX and their authentication process. I posted a video where my man opened the box. Check this out. I'm going to point out some red flags. Where the dude opened the box. I think it was the video where it was either Owens, Teddy, or Bull went behind the scenes with StockX. And he opened the box. It was already a StockX tag on the shoe. All he did in his inspection process was smell the shoe to see if it was real. His inspection process was maybe about 10-15 seconds long. You telling me that's how they inspect shoes? Especially, it's supposed to be such a meticulous process that when certain shoes don't get through and they give you a reason why certain shoes don't get through, that wasn't a meticulous process at all. My man smelled the shoes and it had a StockX tag, and he was the one supposed to be tagging the shoe. Check this out. If you ordered wholesale, you know some wholesalers send you shoes with StockX tags already on them. Where do you think them StockX tags are produced? Over in China. What do you think happens? It's a package deal. It's just good business. If you're buying shoes wholesale from overseas, you can get labor and everything done cheap. You're getting the shoes cheap. You can have the tags produced cheap. You can have the cards and the stickers produced cheap. Why not get them shipped to you that way So that way you have somebody on the back end at your warehouse check to make sure all of that stuff is on there before they start selling these shoes. But nobody thinks about that. Nobody. And yet you guys take the word of these so-called authenticators that, again, I'll say it for the millionth time, are self-made. Nobody has any real credentials. You know what? I'll put it like this. If somebody that I would trust, that would be a trusted source for me for real versus fake, is somebody like the cat, the customizer shoe surgeon. You know why? Because he actually takes apart the shoes. He cuts open the shoes. I would take his advice on real versus fake because he gets down to the nitty gritty of shoes. He customizes them using the materials, not just painting, not just using Angela's paint, but the materials of the shoe. He deconstructs the shoe. So I would actually listen to him if he had some input on to tell you how a shoe is fake, because that's what he does. You get what I'm saying? He deconstructs the shoe before he reconstructs it and makes it his own design. So I'm sure he's seen plenty of fake shoes. I'm sure he's seen plenty of real shoes. You get what I'm saying? And again, to prove, like, people, just because they have a big following and they do this real versus fake stuff, don't mean their word is the truth or golden. People, come on, wake up. I'll give you an example. One of your homies that you guys lean on real versus fake so heavily, the dude Fake Education. I don't know if you remember, but when the Win Like 96s came out, those red Jordan 11s, the Win Like 96s came out, he did a review saying something along the lines that the icy blue soles means that those joints were fake. And boy, was he wrong. He was so wrong that I think it was like Jimmy Jazz or Dr. J's, who are authorized retailer stores with Nike, Jordan Brand, Adidas. They're authorized. And they had to say something to him because his following was so big that he was swaying the masses. They said that it was incorrect because they had pairs where the sole wasn't icy blue that they got directly from the brands. And Fake Education was wrong. And they had to chin check him and let him know, like, yo, stop telling people this because the information you're giving them is wrong. And at the time, this cat had like 500,000 followers. So let me paint this picture. Just because their following is big don't mean they know what they're talking about. And you better and best believe that these big cats fool with wholesalers. It's a fact. It's a fact, because as soon as they stun on the wholesalers and call some of the wholesaler stuff fake, which is a whole monopolization process, that's what they're trying to do, again, is to monopolize the game, to have you come directly to them and them be the trusted source. These wholesalers get mad and start exposing their information. They'll tell you, hey, this person orders from me, and they'll be willing to give you information to prove it because they're trying to put them on Front Street and stop or pretty much put a halt in their business and them making money. They ain't trying to hear that. Again, another hint or indicator, look on Instagram. If you follow some big name sneaker YouTubers, if you realize that when you follow somebody and you guys have mutual followers, so say if you follow a wholesaler and say if a big name YouTuber follows a wholesaler, it'll tell you on your Instagram that you have a mutual person that you guys follow. And why are some of your big name cats following wholesalers? Let them explain that. Oh, there's proof of that too. People even started unfollowing wholesalers, big namers, big name people in the sneaker YouTube community and sneaker community, because it would show them their actual Instagram for them as followers of that wholesaler. So a lot of them was like, oh crap, I got to stop following this person because it's showing the public that I'm following wholesalers. Why? Why would they? If they shun UA so much, as they call them, unauthorized authentics. You guys got to think about this stuff. Why cats so familiar with Ling? Because they're ordering from her, man. Like, come on. They don't just be going asking her questions about production. Come on. And you better be beware with these real versus fake comparisons too. And the reason why I say that is because cats be getting fakes purposely, comparing them to other fakes and replacing them. Like, it's deep, man. This game is grimy. It's grimy. Cats taking shots at other cats because they winning. And now they got to, if you start winning too much, they got to throw fake in there to paint a certain perspective and put some negativity on your name. It's so crazy. But real versus fake is obvious, people. And people are literally swaying people with lies. It's been said about me, like, people have a problem with me telling the truth. That's what the issue is. So they try to drag my name through the mud and say, all right, he's out here lying to people. If I was out here lying to people, like, what point? None of my video, maybe a couple of them are monetized, which now, because I transitioned the channel, I may monetize a lot more. But a couple of them are monetized. So what am I gaining by giving? Like, you got to think about this too. What am I gaining by giving people information? I never clout chased. My subscriber count isn't that big, so I'm not looking for, like, popularity, because what I say isn't popular anyway. What I say makes people upset because it puts them on blast. So what do I have to gain from this? I don't get money, to be honest, from doing it. I sell teaching materials on how to run a sneaker business, how to order wholesale, like that kind of stuff. I sell material, and that material is extremely reasonable. So what am I gaining from sharing this information? You got to think about that. Look at their intent. Look at people's intent with the information they give, or with the news they give, or with the drama they put out. It's for views. It's to sway the masses. Like, come on, like, this sneaker thing ain't such a big deal. It's grimy. Like, cats be getting so moved and frustrated over leather and laces. Like, come on, man. People are, like, away from the culture side of it. Like, it's so stupid. People so sensitive about some shoes, man. It's crazy. But again, I'm going to keep bringing you the truth, regardless of what people feel, what they say about me. I don't care. I don't deal with a lot of those cats, because a lot of those cats are fraudulent. They're fake. They even tell you they do certain things just to get attention. Like the Real Housewives of Sneaker YouTube, man. It's crazy. Like I said, it's gotten so to the point that I can't even, like, I don't even watch a lot of dudes. Like, I don't fool with a lot of dudes because they're not doing anything edifying. It's all entertainment. But who's going to tell you the truth? In their entertainment, they like, it's so, like, who benefits from throwing somebody's name in the mud to get views? And everybody's so fickle. There's no loyalty. One second, everybody cool, everybody get along. The next second is, does this guy sell fakes? And, like, people learn the difference between factory flaws and fakes. Even in the colorization of a shoe, example, the green suede on Gatorade 6s, or the stitching on Gatorade 6s. Come on, man. Y'all gotta, like, it's sad that people with a big following have to tell a lot of y'all how to think, and that a lot of y'all can't think for yourselves or use common sense. That's super, super sad. But again, I'll continually bring you guys the truth. But this real versus fake thing, like, it's not what it seems. It's obvious. So you can decide to follow and listen to people who, again, don't have no credentials in that part of the game. They made up themselves as authenticators. Like, it's a self-made title. You can look it up. You can make yourself an authenticator right now if you want, and do the same thing they do. The only difference is some may have a little more experience than others, but that don't mean they know everything, because a lot of them can't even get exclusive shoes. So the best thing they will be able to authenticate is general releases. Like, let's be real. A lot of these, where do you think, before I end this video, a good question for you. Where do you think all of these exclusive sneakers are coming from to all these big name cats? Think about it. And they don't even live in towns with tier 0 stores that get only a little bit of these shoes, but it's an abundance out on YouTube. Where do you think they get them from? Wholesalers. They even have deals with wholesalers that if they buy a certain amount, they'll send them free shoes. Or if they review certain shoes, they'll send them free shoes. They just can't tell you where they get them from. Like, they're not going to do that. And it's not, I don't expect people in their business to tell you, you know, like they're wholesalers. Like, of course, because that, it messes up the law of business. Like, I get that. But for them to flat out lie to you and saying that they're getting these shoes from a place that you know don't even have these shoes and y'all fall for it. Stores that don't even get certain shoes in. Limited joints. Like the, I think Art Basel, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Ones, where the release got pushed back in Miami and cats had them. They didn't even release them. The Union LA joints that was extremely exclusive. Come on. Where you think they getting these from? Not Champs, not Foot Action, not Foot Locker. Because these stores aren't even getting them. They're getting general releases. Use y'all brain, man. Use it. Before y'all start hating and start coming out y'all mouths in the comment section and saying somebody sells fakes and all of that. And y'all be caught right up in the real versus fake drama. And whole time just based off of a stitch. Or the way a stitching is above a Nike sign on the Jordan 1. You quick to call something fake. Y'all don't know real versus fake. Y'all just go by what these lames tell you. Just because their following and influence is big. Don't let that fool you. Get the wool from over your eyes. A lot of these cats don't even know themselves. A lot of them. They're not going to expose, like they can't. They won't expose themselves. It's crazy that they can't tell you the truth, like, but you can see it. Like, it's only so many lies you can put out there. The brands don't fool with a lot of these cats. Even certain endorsement deals, like because your following is big, you can get somebody like a maybe a Jimmy Jazz or Champs or something like that if you promote them, but they not paying you. Because you're not on a certain level. They can market themselves. They're already a huge brand. They'll use some of these YouTube cats to just, you know, all right, yeah, post this ad on YouTube. We'll send you about 12 free pair a year, pair a month. They ain't really cutting no checks like that to these cats, man. Their influence is big, but it's not big enough that they necessarily need it from them. So there'll probably be a part 2 to this video because I've done a lot of ranting and rambling. But more precise. Also, I'm going to talk about the whole GOAT and Foot Locker thing, and I'll leave you with this quick pointer. It was genius of GOAT and Foot Locker to link up, because what it does is, because GOAT is only an app and online, right? And remember, with Nike and Jordan authorized stores, you can't be an authorized retailer online or have an app. You have to have a brick and mortar, right? So pretty much all GOAT is doing is borrowing the authentication from Foot Locker. So now if they sell exclusives, you could say they're authorized with the brands because they're teamed up with Foot Locker, which is genius. That's great business. But again, it's your boy, man, Trouble T. Roy. Again, I just have to point out the fact that y'all brothers got to wake up. Y'all sisters got to wake up. Because I know brothers and sisters watch, so I don't want to be biased. So, all right, I'm out. Peace.